All right, Michael here. I'm going to do a short video on the onion diagram. So as many of you know, if you've seen the website, m.e.n.d yourself is move, educate, nourish, decompress, and you should be doing that for yourself for health, wellness, well-being, and happiness. What I'm going to describe in the onion diagram is sort of an analogy of what I feel is the process that most people go through or attempt to go through in this search for becoming a healthier person, and some of the reasons that they're typically not successful and they're repetitively not successful. So let me just kind of show you what I mean by the onion diagram. So, and I'm sure I would have already attached a picture of the onion diagram on here, or hopefully you've already reviewed the website and saw the actual diagram of what I mean. So on the outside you have, we'll say, the external being. Which is basically the physical representation of you, how you present yourself, what your body looks like, what your attitude looks like, and these types of things. So then, underneath that, you have your actions. These are things that people see you do and that you know you do. Then we're going to talk about preparedness. We're going to talk about awareness. We're going to talk about blast. And then we're going to talk about the core. So how most people, in my opinion, address their path to becoming a healthier person when they realize that, hey, you know what, I need to make some changes. Usually what happens is it originates here on this outer layer. And what they see is they see an external representation that is not what they feel is appropriate or what they would like in their mind's eye. So they put on some weight. They're incapable of doing the physical activities that they once did or that they think they should be able to do, and this type of thing. So what they do is they focus on this, what they see in the mirror, or what they see looking down, or they focus on the physical maladies that they have, walking up a flight of stairs and they're out of breath and they're thinking, oh God, this is bad, I've got to make some changes. So what they do is they think to themselves, oh well, I have a physical problem, so what I need to do is implement a physical solution. And my belief is that that's working outside in, and what you need to do actually in order to make these changes is you need to work inside out. So an example of this would be saying, okay, let's just use the example, okay, I'm 50 pounds overweight. So what I need to do is get on Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers, or I need to start eating celery sticks or whatever it is. So what they do is they make a change here in the external process. But the problem is that this external view of what we see of ourselves and the representation of that and how we feel about it changes. And the reason it changes is because of the core. So if you want to make a permanent change on the outside, you need to head this way. And the further you get into this onion or towards the core, the more permanent the change is going to be and the more profound the change is going to be. Now this could be, and we can just kind of look at it like that. Now you can make, it could be positive changes or it could be negative changes, depending on the line that you take. So people that have a representation on the negative side of their physical being. Part of the reason for that is because of just because of chronic behavior. So people that are going to make changes here in the positive thing, what they're going to do is they're going to obviously implement positive physical activity and physical representation of what they do. Here you're going to see negative representation. So people that are already positive and already healthy and happy and have wellness, what you're going to see here is you're going to see probably a physical representation of what you would think a healthy person looks like. They're going to have a relatively low BMI or low weight to height ratio, and versus on this side, the external being, you're going to see people that are obese, chronically obese. You're going to see people that are not moving. You're going to see people that have depression and worry and anxiety that's chronic. And that may be one of the reasons that they decide to make a change. But again, you can't make the change on this outer layer. You have to make the change towards the core. So that's what we're going to talk about here. So the question is, well, what kind of actions are positive actions and what kind of actions are negative actions? So positive actions, you're going to see people that, and nobody's perfect. So it vacillates back and forth, but they're going to have more positive actions than negative actions. People that are exceptionally healthy are going to have much more positive actions than negative actions. So these are people that are going to say, hey, you know what, I need to make a change, and they're actually going to plan. And these people over here, they're going to dream. They're going to tell themselves, you know, I need to make a plan, but they're not actually ever going to do that. They're just going to dream of what it should be like, and these people are actually going to take action. So preparedness and awareness, the question is like, which one happens first? Can you have preparedness before you have awareness? Or do you have to have awareness before preparedness? And I gave a little bit of thought to this, or actually a lot of thought. And I believe you can actually have preparedness before awareness. So that's why I put this on this layer rather than vice versa. And what happens here is preparedness is like, so people here, they may do some kind of a diet program, like we were talking about before, like Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers, or they go to the gym and they join up a 24-hour fitness membership or whatever it is. But those other things like Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers and some of these isogenics is another one. And what it does is it actually gives you the preparedness already done for you. So part of what the work that they do in the package that you're purchasing is saying, hey, you know what we're going to do is we're going to make this super simple for you. All you have to do is purchase these meals from us, or these supplements or minerals or these types of healthy snacks and these kind of things. And we're just going to do all of the preparedness for you and put it in a nice little bundle for you, so that way you're more successful. And they actually do want you to be successful. I mean, you know, sure, it's a business and it's a business model, and they're trying to sell you something in order to make a profit. But at the same time, I do believe that these people or these companies, they actually do have a vested interest in you being successful. Because if you're successful, then there's word of mouth, and then there's just a perpetuation of the fact that their product works, which means that they're going to have increased business. So their business plan and what they sell you, in a lot of cases, actually works. Now, is it the healthiest, most nutritious, purest way to get on this path? Well, maybe not, but that doesn't mean that it's not a good thing, because maybe some people just don't have the time to actually delve deep into their own core. Maybe it's just convenient for them to just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to let these other people do all of this work for me, and I'm going to purchase this with money, and then I'm going to implement it. And some people actually do implement it and have success. But the problem is that, and we'll just use a typical diet program where you actually purchase the nutrition from them. So what happens is you get to here, and they say, here, this is what your action needs to be. And then this is what your preparedness needs to be, and we're going to sell you the food. But what happens is it stops right here. So as soon as you decide that, hey, you know what, I've reached my goal, I was at 220 pounds, and now I'm at 165 pounds, you know, so I'm just using you know, say it's a female that's, and this is her goal, she's, you know, obese, and she starts making these huge gains, and she loses 65 pounds, and she's down to 160 or whatever. And then she decides that, hey, you know what, I don't need to buy this food anymore. Now what happens is she starts going here, and she ends right back up at 220, or maybe even 240. Who knows, you know? So what I'm suggesting is that you need to go at least 1 to 2 steps deeper. Really, you need to get to here. Now, awareness comes from self-analysis. It comes from journaling. It comes from understanding why it is that you're even in this position, understanding what your actions have been that have been positive and negative, and taking these and reducing the negatives and increasing the positives. And this just comes from a heightened awareness. And also what the awareness does is it lets you become more prepared. And this actually is kind of like a yo-yo, goes back and forth. So you have awareness, and then you implement preparedness. And then what happens is you're actually, sometimes, especially in the beginning, you're not prepared enough as you thought you needed to be. So then you go back into awareness and you think to yourself, well, how could I have done a better job? And then you implement more preparedness, and then you just go back and forth. So, and part of this awareness process in the journaling is that you start to realize that these actions that I've been implementing for so many years, 10, 20, 30 years, the reasons that these actions even occur is, in most cases, is because I was bored, lonely, angry, sad, stressed, and tired. So when you start realizing the negative emotional components, and what you're actually trying to do is soothe the distress that you're in because of these real life circumstances, and you start having an awareness because of this, then it allows you even further to take healthier actions. And then what happens is, lo and behold, your external physical being starts looking healthier. You start feeling healthier. You start representing healthier. You actually become healthier. But not from just doing this. You have to go deeper and deeper and deeper, and then have this awareness of this emotional component and why you're implementing negative actions. And you also have to have this increased preparedness and understand if you were prepared enough or how you can do a better job. So it's like basically this one here and this one here, they just kind of play back and forth, play back and forth. And you have a greater understanding of these scenarios if you journal. Most people don't want to journal. It's a private thing, and it's something that's you know, it's actually emotionally difficult at first if you haven't done it, because you start realizing these things. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I've been doing this my entire life. The problem with just implementing an exercise program or a Jenny Craig type diet program is that many times you don't get past here, or you get here and then you hit this block, and then you just give up, and it just floats you right back to where you were. So the only way you're going to make permanent change is by getting closer to the core. Now, the core is something that you don't necessarily have to get to in order to make permanent external physical changes in your life and to actually increase your health, happiness, and well-being. Now, I think that to get to the core issues, and these are things that really you have to go to psychotherapy about. I mean, you may be able to journal your way into delving a little bit into your core, and this is not something that I even want to approach as a RN health coach. All I want to do is I want to try and get you from here to here, and I want to keep you in here and let you simmer in here for a while. And then what's going to happen is that I can walk away, and we can walk away from each other actually very quickly, and you can keep yourself in here for the rest of your life and increase your awareness, increase your understanding of the emotional components and why it is that they're causing actions and why it is that you have this physical representation of dishealth when you want something different, and how to achieve that on a permanent basis. That's the key here. It's permanency. It's just a heightened awareness and a deeper understanding of the human condition and what it is to mean for you to take personal responsibility and to actually changing your actions so that you can achieve the physical health and well-being and happiness and positive emotional state that you want for the rest of your life. So anyway, I'll probably do some more videos on this, but I just wanted to get something on video here to put on the website, and we'll go from there. Thank you. Mind yourself.